I
Now we'll
I've
go.
been I've been in those scenarios, before as a mechanic, of course.
Hmm.
You know, on the other side, I've been to pre-buys as the mechanic, as a I don't want to say representing the sellers. I've never really represented a buyer like this. On a for on a new citation, Cessna citation. So it was pretty cool. These guys here at the factory over in Wichita, there's a couple of them. There's another factory around where they do other types of airplanes, but the main jets of it's here in Wichita. It's really impressive how there's only like two or three robots in this factory. Everything else is 100% man-made.
So are the welds done by robots?
Nope. As a matter of fact, some of the cuts,
Okay.
some of the cuts are done by robots, actually, but or like the drills,
I
drilling
was
some
saying like
certain
CNC
holes.
machines.
Everything is riveted by man.
That's nuts. That's really cool.
Everything
Awesome.
is riveted by man. My wife was she was pretty much in awe. She has a keen way of looking at people's auras, and then she's like, on the way out, I was like, you know how many people here just are waiting for that fucking 5 o'clock bell so they can just get out and drink beer? I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Eight in the gate.
Eight in the gate. You know, we saw people that really, you could tell, like, really enjoy their job, right? There's a mix. The people that we saw, I'm telling you, there was a plethora of rainbow of type of people.
Hmm.
Okay, just from Orientals, blacks, whites, Oreos, doesn't fucking matter. There was a mix of everybody there, and that was pretty cool, right? Um, I saw something that was like, I was like, huh? It's not. It was actually, my huh was a pretty cool huh. I saw a lady that looked like my mother, fucking drilling holes, popping rivets, man. You know, and at the same time, I thought that was pretty cool. And then it kind of made me sad. But then again, my wife made a point. She's like, "Why are you like sad for her?" I'm like, "Well, look at her. I mean, can't believe she still has to work." She goes, "But look at her face." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Dialed in.
She was having fun. Like, there was a smile from ear to ear.
Nice.
So I'm like, I don't know how long that lady's been there. She could be there fucking 40 years. She could be there her second day on the job. I don't know,
Yeah.
you know? But it was pretty cool. The other factory that I've been to has been like Embraer over in Melbourne.
Okay.
Okay. I've been in that factory as well. And then that factory, it's like the sections already pretty much pre-made and they come in containers.
Hmm.
So like the empennage will come in, and then the fuselage, parts of the fuselage will come in, and then the cabin will come in. You know what I mean? So all they do is they'll, you know, and then just Lego it back together.
I was thinking like a model plane almost, where you
Yeah.
got the different pieces and
Here, I actually saw, they showed us, like, I've never seen this, which is pretty cool. I mean, I only see it in, I've seen it in TV, like stamped aluminum. You know what I'm talking about? When they stamp the aluminum, it's already like pre-cut, pre-drilled. It's not pre-drilled, pre-cut. It's just bam, stamped. And then okay, pull it out. And I was like, what the fuck is holy fuck, that's a wing skin. Like a whole wing skin. It's like six people fucking carrying this thing.
that is massive machinery right there.
That is awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. They showed us a picture, which is pretty cool. And I'll find it, and I don't know. I'll send it to you later. Maybe put it. But they showed it. I try to take pictures. I really wish I had those fucking um Ray-Ban cameras.
They're like, put your camera away.
Oh, dude, it was, and I understand why. I do.
Yeah,
I
no, I
do.
get it.
For two reasons. One for liability, you know, and the other one for security.
I was thinking more security reasons.
You know, well, no liability too.
Mm.
What if I accidentally video an accident?
Mm.
Right? They don't want that shit leaking out.
Yeah. But I mean, they probably have cameras inside that facility.
Yes, they do all over the place, and this
So
it's heavily guarded security too.
yeah, that's
You
all. I
know
was
what
just
I
like,
mean?
if there's an accident there, it's going to be recorded, and the people that would have access to it would get it. So either way, um,
Yeah, but then they would know exactly where it came from, and then they can do their own investigations or whatever. You
and not
know,
somebody putting it on YouTube. Play viral overnight, baby.
so yeah, man. That was pretty fun. I'm still fighting with the internet. It's funny because I got told that um last night when I was talking to him, it was like, yeah, there's a special code. Not last night, the night before. There's a special thing that can you just come up here, and they couldn't figure it out. Then
Mm.
I went back the next day in the morning, and I was like, all right, I need this, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, what do you mean? Then it was another guy later on. I was like, hey, I need this, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there is no internet, and I was like, no. So what the fuck was this other person telling me that there was a higher speed, like an extra code, a different access besides the fucking guest, you know? The guy's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. So that's not cool. But then again, it's okay to send emails, check emails.
Right.
It's not okay to upload a fucking 6 gigabyte fucking video. Where
And it's like dial up.
yes,
Yeah.
it is exactly without without the
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then last night when I got home, I literally we sat down and ate dinner. I was like, I got about an hour before I have to get up and edit, so I'm gonna relax for a little bit. Passed out,
nice. Well, you needed it. That's okay.
and I was just like, all right, well, that's cool. So I started to do my second workout. I started to take my cold shower. I started to finish like 45 ounces of water, and I started to read 10 pages. So I did that at between like 10:30 and 11, or 10:30 and midnight. And I think I got out of the shower. Well, I finished the cold shower at like 12:30, and I was just like, all right. And then the alarm went off at 3:15, and I was like, all right. I was like, this feels about normal. And the the thing that was so like ironic of the situation is that I was listening to Chris Williamson and Dr. Huberman yesterday, and he was literally talking about sleep for about an hour and a half and how important it is, and like metabolizing things like potassium for the people that don't process that very well. And I was like, this is nonsense because, and like, so I'm like standing in the shower in the cold, just thinking about this podcast last night. And I was like, well, yeah.
I I saw a thing on the Rastafarians where they don't sleep. So they sleep whatever is necessary. Okay.
Yeah.
But they sleep an average of 3 to 4 hours.
So that was the other thing he talked about. He was like, he talked about Jocko, and he's like, people like
Fucking sleep.
people like him. He was like, you he might be one of those mutants that actually just don't require that level of sleep unless they're fighting off illness. And so
That is
that's what I was just
correct.
like, and I was like, well, maybe that's might be kind of the case
That
for
is
someone such
correct.
as myself, because it's not everybody that requires that 8 hours. Adolescence I think was like 10 hours or something like that, because they're still growing, their brain's still developing, all this other stuff. But it's like as an adult, it was like maybe it's the amount of brain trauma I have, where it's like, yeah, that part over here doesn't work at all. I wouldn't know, but I just don't require that same level, because I was like on fire all day yesterday, like, ah! And I got
Yeah,
home.
but the crash, but the crash. Yeah, I was gonna say, but the crash is phenomenal. The um, the Rastafarians say this: everything starts with the gut. Everything starts with
Yeah,
what you intake, and if the better you eat, the less illnesses you will have. There's less carcinogens in your body. There's less chemicals and shit in your body because you're eating properly, right? So if they are watching what they eat and it is 100% healthy for you, it is the food that your body needs to sustain itself, then when you sleep, your body fixes whatever it needs to fix, because that's our resting periods is when our body decides
it's healing.
to
Yeah.
heal. Correct. So if it doesn't require a lot of healing because you're actually pretty decent, and it's not how you look on the outside either. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh god, that guy looks fit. That guy could have a massive fucking heart attack in 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, we talked about this with the freaking resting heart rate and cardiovascular health and the gut health and all those things that I had to correct over those years.
Correct. Yep. And I feel that that's also the same thing with me. You know.
So there's also
Um.
another side of that coin too, is that if your gut health is lacking, then you actually do sleep less as well. And so that's because it starts in the gut. And like when I
Yes.
when I was like the chronic heartburn and the acid reflux, that period of my life, like I didn't sleep. I would sleep for like an hour a night, and that was narcotic induced, or not even narcotics. What is it called? It's some sleep aid. It starts with an E. And
I don't know, but I remember Ambien, and that motherfucker was amazing. And
so
I can't use it.
the problem with that is it worked for like a week, and then as soon as my body adapted to it, I would be half awake, and so I would hallucinate half the night, and I
Ambien.
and I wouldn't.
I've driven on Ambien before, and it's not fun because you do stupid shit and you don't remember.
Yeah. So like that, but once we had tweaked that part of my life and started getting like the gut health back in order, then I started sleeping and actually like being rested when I woke up. And they're like, how have you been functioning on like an hour of sleep? Because that was also one of the things with the Fitbit. And it's like, yeah, you literally fell asleep for like an hour, and I tossed and turned all night. And it was like that's when I would just eat. And so I would eat fruits and vegetables, drink water and tea all freaking day long, and like suck down Red Bulls like they were just nectar of the gods. Because that's what I mean. I would like
Oh,
finish one and reach in the passenger seat, crack another one, and just start drinking.
oh,
And I don't know if you ever looked at like those. They used to have this vital scan where you put this thing on your hand and it would like go through your body and like look at all your different connections and stuff like this. And I was like, whatever, bro. Like that stuff doesn't work. He's like, oh, it's free. Just check it out. He was like, dude, your pituitary gland is shot. Do you sleep at all? And how much caffeine do you consume? I was
oh,
like,
oh.
oh, yeah. Um, it's crazy, but the gut health is so freaking important, and
So
it's
yeah, I'm still figuring this one out because I can't get my wife on board on that one. That one is
gut health.
that one right there is so hard for me to break her habit. And I tell her, and because it's coming from me and I'm a nobody, even though I'm. I'm supposed to be her partner and so forth. But then again, I mean, I'm still human. I'm an idiot. Um, and
She's like, I know who you are, mijo.
exactly. Fuck you, man. I'm gonna have my potatoes and my rice. I'm gonna have whatever the fuck I want. Oh, and pass me the fucking Red Bull, and give me a beer. Yeah. Unfortunately, listen, and here's the best example. Oh, so we got home. We got to back to the hotel about, I don't know, 7 o'clock last night. And after we left, and then we went on a tour of the city. I mean, we just drove around. I mean, my wife and I would love to just get lost, no maps, you know. And I want to see what the city's all about. That way, I can say I've seen the city. You know what I mean, and not just basically point A to point B. But we like to get lost and just try different types of food, or all that stuff, and just enjoy the city in itself. So, and I kept telling her, I was like, "Mommy, you can't really eat this stuff." And everybody would say, "Hey, let's stop for this, or let's stop for that, or whatever." So when we got back to the hotel, within seconds of me putting my head in the pillow, I'm gone. I am gone. And I wake up casually around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, TV's still on, my wife's awake. I'm like, hey, you just wake up? And she goes, I haven't slept. And I'm like, why?
Eat
She
that
goes,
shit.
she's like, I can't sleep. And I was like, it's your fucking stomach. It's your mind. You're all foggy. You gotta stop fucking eating. Now her problem is this. She has been diagnosed with pancreatitis, and she suffers from this her whole fucking life. And now here's the thing. If she knows that she's been that her pancreas is very delicate, why are you still consuming the shit you're fucking eating? I don't understand. I've taken this woman to the hospital so many times, and every time it's been a while since we had a pancreatitis episode. All right, but she can't eat for over a week.
Oh
She can't
wow.
drink water in over a week. Her pancreas gets so inflamed with disgusting fucking bile, whatever it is that happens, that it's just, dude, it could burst, she could die, she can get pancreatic cancer, there's so many shits that she could fuck her up. So the only solution that the hospitals has ever given her is, here's an IV bag and get used to it, because you're going to be here for a week, and no water, no drinking, no ice chips. They just wet her lips, moisten her lips, and fucking IV. That's the only shit she's going to get for a fucking week.
That sounds fucking horrible.
Right? Not to mention her veins. She doesn't have veins, dude. I don't understand how her blood goes through her fucking body, because they can't ever find the veins. Right? She's not, you know what I'm talking about, dude.
She's not vascular. I get it.
Vascular, that's the word. At all. She gets pissed off when, and I'm not that vascular, but you can see my shit, you know.
Yeah.
They can just poke it once and that's it. She gets poked all over the place, you know. Fucking, and then they had the last place that they try is like her hands,
Warts,
with a
hurts, and
with
bruises.
a little baby, fucking they call it a baby butterfly or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only place. So, and then what happens to veins after a while of saline? They just dry up, they shrink up, and then they fucking, so next thing you know, pull that bitch out and put it somewhere else. Or because the fucking fluid's
No.
still trying to get pushed in, her shit swells up because it's all over inside, not going into the veins. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking horrible thing. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a fucking idiot.
You
So,
remember that nobody wants profit in their own land? Yeah, you're the prophet.
I
My wife's
that's
been
it.
telling me to get sleep since I met her. She's like, "You need more sleep." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds good,
yeah,
but the stuff still has to get done."
yeah,
So Dr. Huberman's like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's how we win by sleeping." It's like, shut up.
yeah. But I'm a fan. I told her yesterday the same thing. I was like, I want to just hang my hat. I'm done. I just need. I told her about my room that we
Mm-hmm.
discussed yesterday. Like, this is all I need. I don't need anything else. Told her about all that stuff. Told her about the way of life that we've led, you know. But she's so fixed on, I don't know. So anyway, she's not. She was 1 o'clock in the morning. She hasn't been able to sleep. I just got up and she was asleep. TV was off, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even bother. Ever. I didn't even try to wake her at all. Got up, got dressed, left, came downstairs here, and then ran back up because I had to go finish some unfinished business. And about it, dude. Can't believe
Does
today's
she like
date.
yogurt?
What?
Does your wife like yogurt?
Yeah. I mean, she's not one of what is the only thing that I think makes my wife happy is a Corona.
Yeah, I'm a fan
No,
of a Corona as well.
I
But
know, me too.
the
But when I
reason
know
why is
the yogurt, I mean, I've bought yogurt. She's bought yogurt, and it's mostly for kids. Like I don't,
well,
I'll eat it, but I
there's a
don't.
reason. But the reason why is because yogurt's full of probiotics. And when I eat yogurt before I go to bed, like with probably 30 minutes before I go to bed, I sleep and I sleep
Really?
deeply. And that was the reason why I noticed that is because I was taking a very high dose of probiotics to fix my gut for a while. And so then when I got off of them, I tried yogurt. And I mean, it's like lights out, deep rest, and I wake up refreshed. So that might
I
be worth you guys trying if she likes yogurt.
I tried fasting with her. I can fast. I fast. I fast easily. She doesn't. She can't because it upsets her fucking stomach. And if it upsets her stomach, then she has to have a potato because
A
it'll calm
potato.
a potato calms her stomach down. Notice what I just said. A potato. And that's what one of the things
That's
that
impressive because that would cause inflammation in my body.
to her it soothes her. So she's like, I need a potato soup. So I'll go make a fucking soup.
No shit.
Almost like mashed potatoes, make it nice and watery. And I'll probably put in a like a beef rib in there to
Uh,
give it some good flavor,
uh,
and and that's what she'll eat. She won't eat the beef rib, you know what I mean? But the
uh.
potato with the beef being cooked in there, that's instant gratification to her stomach. Um, Yeah, it's. I'm still trying to figure that one out, and to be honest, I know what to do. I just haven't been able to come. Ooh, never mind. I just answered myself.
Freaking verbal processing at its finest.
Fuck. Well,
I was trying to figure out what I was thinking about in the shower this morning, and then now it was, why do people say they want one thing and then take a different action?
because it's easier. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. The
It's
work is
fucked while you were talking. I was like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
no. It's. Here's the thing. What I was going to say was this. I haven't been able to put away $1,000 to do her fucking mentalation test, so I can see exactly what's in her DNA. Right. So
Mm,
that way I can, uh, like Gary Brecka says, whatever. I mean, that's who brought it up, and that's where I got it from. Might as well give credit where it's due. But there's a lot of fucking companies out there doing it. I just don't know yet because now there's a dime a dozen. There's 1,000 of them now, and I don't know which one to choose. Right, so I'm just trying to figure out the best one because I'm really, really, really am concerned about this. But I know it's going to cost me about $1,000. The test could be $600-700 plus this or that. It's about $1,000 for a full test. And you know, when you hear Gary Brecka talk about Grant Cardone, Dana White, um, these people that are ultimate high achievers, and then he's telling them, you have this, you have this, you have this, never met them before. I'm surprised you can do this. And these gentlemen will be like, holy fuck, dude. You know, like Dana White's mom was, her life was fixed, saved by Gary Brecka. And it's all about the consumption. It's all about um, uh, taking supplements for deficiencies, not for for just the act of taking supplement. Oh, you need more vitamin A. No, let's figure out why I can't process vitamin A. Why can't my body make it? Because nothing that we consume is used in that identical I gotta stop. My stomach's killing me. Fuck. Nothing that we consume is processed in the exact same way. So if nothing is processed in that way, so if I'm taking a fucking banana for the potassium, it's not going to be used that way. I can't take vitamin fucking D. I can't take vitamin D supplements thinking I'm going to have vitamin D. It doesn't work that way, you know. So those are the things that I tend to I I need to look at. So what I was getting at is, with $1,000, I really haven't had the money to just go ahead and get it done. But you know what? I guess I haven't done it because it hasn't been that important, and it needs to be that important. So I need to give myself a deadline on it. I've worked on minimal cash now for the last, I don't know, maybe 8-9 months. Just making just enough. You know what I mean? Ever since Nelson came on board,
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on just the. Hold on, I don't want to bother this lady. Yeah, this is better. Oh God.
Suffering this morning, huh?
Yeah, I ate something that I should have eaten yesterday.
I was going to ask you what you ate that you shouldn't have ate too, but clearly it's you're paying the cost for it.
It was faux.
I mean, I like maybe pho.
Huh?
I like pho. Pho.
So do I. Faux
Yeah,
fa, whatever the fuck it was.
yeah,
But I needed a soup. My body craved some type of fucking. I love soups, dude. I'm a soup devouring
yeah.
king.
I'm a soup nut. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, because I told her, I was like, I told my wife, I was like, we can have a fucking. Oh, the penguins coming out. Nice. So I can. We. I'm sorry. I hate squirrels.
Oh man.
Little brain foggy this morning. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's having fun, having brain fog is kind of backwards. Usually, that's not the case. I mean, it's just pretty clear after that.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna focus. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put away $250 every week for the rest of this month,
okay.
or I could just use the money that I make here. No, I can't. I need that money for other shit. It's already a lot of my money's already pre-spent. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
No, not at all, because I don't have bills and all these taxes and all the things that that we have to
right?
take care of, and
Sorry, makes sense.
building
Yeah,
a kitchen and all that stuff. Yeah, we all got shit. I understand how money works.
sorry.
The more you make, it seems like there's like as soon as you're like oh man, this is awesome. I did this. And then all of a sudden it's just like, and it's just like you just, it's adding up over here in the background. And it's like, oh yeah, no. Like, I think that week, like, I was like, oh yeah, I made 3 grand that like that week. And she's like, oh great. It's all going here, 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 here. I was like, what the, like, how the, like, I don't even get to touch that. Like, oh, okay. It's like, so
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, no, I get it. It's, but that's kind of the nature of, and it's crazy because there's people that survive on so much less.
But then, yeah, oh, that's the thing. But then again, I also have to think about it's like, wait a minute, well, when was the last time I actually worked? You know, like I've been on vacation now mode, kind of,
In 2 weeks.
for 2, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a little behind. You know, I'm a little behind. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'll make it a point to put it 250 towards that. That way I can. Tomorrow is my 27th. No, tomorrow's my 21st wedding anniversary. I
Well,
just I remembered
happy
yesterday morning.
anniversary. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that you brought her with you.
Me too. So she cracked her ribs on purpose. I mean, I don't know. You know, it was meant to happen.
Save you from yourself. I was like,
And we're
man, help this guy out real fast. Uh,
yeah,
when
yeah.
I was watching the episode that I was editing for tonight's release yesterday, and then I was watching the rest of it this morning. And that's also probably why I was thinking about what I was thinking about. Why people say they want one thing, but then they're not willing to put the work in to do it. And I was also thinking about it yesterday too. And it's, I was thinking about your situation where, your freaking wife cracks your ribs. It's absolutely horrible circumstance. But then it was like, then we stop. And it's like, there's always something. It never stops.
It's not.
And
It's always
and it's like, what's the pain point? It was like, because my wife was like, I'm really cool. I was like, yeah, I know. She's like, no, you don't know. She's like, because when I had surgery, she's like, you legit took me to the hospital and then went and did your workout and came back. I was like, well, yeah, you're in surgery. There wasn't nothing I could do about it. She's like, no, no, you shouldn't have left. I was like, oh, I mean, listen, woman, like, I wasn't even allowed in the hospital because it was like COVID era.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't need to sit in the parking lot and just in case something happens because they're not going to let me in anyways. And so I went and did my workout, and I was stressed, and I wasn't drinking. So the only other thing that I knew what to do to manage
Stress
my
reliever.
was I went for a freaking horrible run, and like got the f after it, and then I went back. So, but I was like thinking about all these different little scenarios and situations, and how we manage that stuff. And then I was thinking about like Spartan races and how that had motivated me. And the reason why it motivated me so much is because I didn't do the work, because I put it out far enough where I could prepare for it. And then I didn't prepare, but I committed to it. And then I went and sucked at it. And then that changed my life because I was like, this sucks. So this is going right. Because you hate to run. I was watching, you're like, oh, I hate to run. I went to leadership in the Air Force because I don't want to run. Yeah, you need a smart race. Um, the short one. And that way, if you commit to it and you don't do the work, then you'll suffer and you'll be so permanently scarred by your poor performance and embarrassment that you'll make sure you get it done.
I think you hit the nail on the head on that one because to give you an example, I went on a 50-mile bicycle ride uh, a couple of years back, and it's called. I didn't know that this bike ride was every year around my birthday,
Oh, nice.
and it's called the John Stark ride or something like that, and
50
it's
miles.
it's 50 miles. So I did that unprepared. Got on a bike, on a borrowed road bike. You know how those are.
Hmm. They're not comfortable.
road bikes, not only are they not comfortable, but road bikes are designed for one person. They literally will tweak the bike for you. And so if I'm on a borrowed road bike, I'm on somebody else's fucking physique. That shit's not, and I suffered the whole way, but I did the run. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which, and I was extremely proud of how well I did. I'm like, holy shit, I did it. That was pretty cool. And I was fat when I did it. And I was like, okay, so I got this. But if you tell me, like, there's a good friend of mine, let me rephrase that. We used to be good friends. Now we're more of acquaintances, but he's one of those guys that, oh shit, 6 o'clock already?
5:55. Yeah.
To sum it up, wait, that was a squirrel, you fucking asshole. What were we talking about? The Jar Starks ride? Oh, the running. So a good friend of mine, his name is Acquaintance. We haven't since he got married and started having kids, and we haven't really hung out because everybody has lives, but we follow each other on Facebook. Blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
One of those guys, you know. He used to be pretty big, and now he's skinny as a fucking doornail, and he does marathons. And I never, this used to be an Israeli Ranger. This guy used to be top notch. And when I met him, helicopter pilot. That's how I met him. He used to have tours, helicopter tours and stuff like that. And so we became close friends. He showed me how I can make a shitload of money by giving airplane, helicopter tours. And he did that. He'd make fucking $10,000 a day easily, just
Jesus.
on his on his phone. On his phone. Now here's the thing though. Every hour has a minimum cost of, let's say, $300, right? That's hard cost plus gas, plus this, plus maintenance, plus. But the hard cost is like $300. So when you go on a helicopter ride, that's why it's $500 or 15 minutes or $300 for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? How the fuck is going to make money? He's not going to make money. He can't because he has these fixed hard costs. So, but people do pay. So as long as plus you got to pay the pilot $50 for the flight. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So he would emphasize, hey, pilots work on tips, please, because he would focus on getting student pilots um,
Gotcha.
that are just increasing hours. Like they're not
Yeah.
they know how to fly, but they're just
Right.
they're
But you
building
need
hours.
you need those hours.
He needs the hours. So where money is like, okay, I'll give you my airplane, you fly it, or I'll give you my fucking, my aircraft, and you fly it, and then you'll get paid by tips. Is that okay? Sure. It's a win-win. It really is. So that's what he did. So he didn't have any hard costs on pilots, but he had costs on maintenance. He had costs on other things, you know. Um, so anyway, he does marathons now. He's extremely skinny, and I see this fucker running, and I think to myself, man, I said that I could never do that. The more I think about it, I was like, of course I could. I just don't want to. It's something I despise. I really do. The shin splints that I get, maybe I just don't know how to run. Nobody's taught me how to run. I really could learn
Do you
how to
have
run.
shin splints or do you just have sore legs?
No shin splints.
Your muscle is detaching from your bone.
It fucking hurts like that. And I don't know that. Listen, okay, so when I was in the Air Force in school, I went to the doctor and I told him, I was like, dude, when I run, my this part of my leg, it's excruciating, and it does. It fucking. And he goes, "Oh, there's a shin splint. Here's your waiver." And I'm like, "That's all I had to say." So that shit stuck to my mind. So maybe it's sub. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was my first way out. That was my first way out. Oh, dude, come on, we got to play the system. We got to play the game. It's all a game. It's all a game. It's all a game. If I can get pretty much the same results doing something else that's not gonna hurt me, then why not fucking enjoy it? You know what? There's certain things that we really don't have to,
Yeah,
endure the suffering.
and
You
you
know,
have to suffer.
God, fuck you.
Yeah, you have to suffer. Yeah, I mean, it's so good for the mind. It's so good for the brain. Like you can't get certain areas of growth in your life without suffering.
There's other
Like
things that I
you
can suffer from. I don't have to suffer. Fucking listen. I'm not being chased by a fucking dragon. I'm
run the
not being
fuck
chased by a
race you can.
lion. I'm not being chased by a guy with a mask. Actually, if it was a guy with a mask, I'd probably be charging at him. But that's different, though. You understand me? You
You
know,
understand that I'm gonna overlay a violin right now on this video, and I'm gonna see if I can just like do it with a whining noise, like this incessant whining of a child.
it's this.
Is what that is. Yeah.
It's
No,
this.
run the freaking Spartan race. I know there's one in December. I'm gonna see if there's one earlier. Um, in Central Florida. I know that one for a fact. I know because I'm gonna run that one. But if there's one sooner,
Spartan
freaking
race? No, 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 no. December's okay.
December's good.
No, asshole. Listen, I just said to you, if I have the proper coaching, I will do this because honestly,
You say that, but it has to be more than the coaching. Like I can coach you through it and tell you what to do and give you the protocols to be able to do it, but you still have to show up. Like the instruction only takes you so far. So
I will
you
show
have
up.
to have the will.
I will show up, and it'll be on me. I will show up. I will sign up for this race. I will
Okay.
sign up for this race, and I will take my wife, and then I guess you will be there holding my hand next to me, and then kicking me in the ass. Why are you taking so long? It's okay. I will do this. I will do this with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do all three of them that day. I think
What? What?
that week.
What?
I'm gonna do all three of them that weekend. So I'll
What do
make
you
sure I
mean?
get the same.
What do you mean all three?
So that weekend is a trifecta weekend. So they have the sprint, the super, and the beast all in that weekend. So I'll make sure that I get into the sprint with you at the same time, and then I'll do the other two after that.
Send me the
Is this?
link. I want to see what this is all about.
Have you ever watched the? So that's the other part that sparked my thought process with this is because I was thinking back to why I ended up signing up for that first Spartan race, and it was because the homework for Next Level Academy was to watch the documentary on the Iron Cowboy, James Lawrence. And so James Lawrence, what is his name, is the man that ran 50 Ironmans in 50 days in 50 states.
Oh,
And
I heard his story.
yeah, and so that that really it had triggered me because I always wanted to run the Spartan race, but I had really piss poor habits when I first heard about them. That's when I was still drinking and partying and doing things that I knew I should have been doing. And so it was later in my life where I was like getting back. I'd been back in the gym for a while, and I thought that I was savage and oh yeah, I'm so strong. And then I found out quite clearly that strength isn't everything. Um, and so that's what had made me think about it. So watch that documentary and then go through and watch a video of a sprint on YouTube. See if you can find the Central Florida one. And that one, it's it kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as the Beast because the Beast you go through like a mile of water.
That's easy for me.
But yeah, it's
I can
not.
swim. I can
Yeah, but you're
swim.
not swimming, so you're in like mid thigh water in the mud, trudging through for a mile. And so they let you get hot and warm, and then you go into the water and it pulls all of the blood out of your legs. And then that's when all the cramping starts. And if your nutrition isn't dialed in, it kind of sucks. Because that's what got me the on that one was it just like sucked everything out of me. I was killing it. I caught the heat in front of me. I was yeah, and then that's like, no. And then after that, I was battling cramps like from mile 5 on a what 13-mile race. So, but no, watch that. and then we'll find out the dates and get signed up for the Central Florida trifecta weekend and the sprint. So make that happen, and that gives you a. This is going to give you a goal, and in the quite near future. I mean, that might be pretty close to 90 days out, actually. I think
Yeah,
about
that's what I was. That's exactly where my mind was just now going. Hey, that's actually gonna take me right there to the to my
it. Yep.
yeah.
So now that's going to give you a goal, and it's going to give you a very amazing sense of accomplishment for doing that. Like that's why all those are hanging on a banner that says "average is the enemy," because like uh, average people don't do stuff like that. So
And I know I'm not average.
100%. And so that's going to be something, at least like there's an extreme sense of accomplishment. Like even the last one, I had done it many times before, and I performed so well injured that I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm not even the same person that I was when I started down this path in 2019 of doing this kind of sucky stuff. And my mentality is different. It literally changes it. So many aspects of who you are in a good way, and I don't even think it changes you, but it's the lie detector, because you can lie to yourself, and you can like, I'm in such good shape, and I can hang, this I'm not weak, and all these, and then it just literally starts just plucking out all your little shit, and like, yeah, and it checks your ego almost immediately. um at least that's what it did for me. And then it also, even while checking my ego, it made me realize what I was truly capable of, and it allowed me to auger down and get focused in certain areas of my life. So hopefully it does the same for you.
Well, to be honest with you, this is one area that I am completely lacking discipline on. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I pretty much have gotten the reins. I've gotten control of other aspects that are important that led me to this point. But this one here is the yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's figure that out, and we'll
Okay.
put some stuff together, and we'll knock it down. Uh,
Barton Race Sprint
Pleasure.
in Orlando. Okay.
It's Central Florida, so it'll probably be like Mulberry, or I'll send a link for it. It's probably gonna be in Mulberry again, or closer to like Lake Placid.
Oh,
Be
I
in
know
that.
where Lake Placid is. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be in that area in the swamp.
It's over by Sebring, just north. Yeah,
Yep, it's up. It's right there in that area.
that's
So
not bad. As a matter of fact, I was looking at possibly buying land there. So I remember back 20 years ago when I used to be a real estate broker, whatever agent, and I sold a lot of property over in Sebring
nice.
and made a lot of money. And then this
I
time
almost
here,
bought there.
and I told my wife, I was like, we should go back to that area. She goes, there's nothing there. I said, exactly.
That's why that's the appeal.
I was like, listen. She goes, but the ocean. I'm like, baby, listen to me. It's only a 2 hour drive anywhere. An hour this way, an hour that way. It takes 2 hours to drive across fucking Florida. So why not live in the middle where it takes you an hour anyway, right? You can get fucking, I can have 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 acres at a fraction of the cost because I got nobody near me. And then I literally told her, I was like, listen, if you're still considering staying in the US, then let's go get some land. We'll get a couple containers. We'll slowly build a house or get a mobile home. I don't give a shit. I don't need anything else anymore. I don't need the fucking mansions. I just need my space.
Yeah, we need to talk more about that, because that's been something that we've been entertaining as well. Is
So
is selling the house and buying land, and but she wants to travel for a little bit in
that's
an
cool.
RV
That's
or
cool.
motorhome. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think
cool.
that'll be a good. But I'm having mixed feelings about selling the house, but either way, But
Well,
shit, I gotta go. Like,
I know. I know. That's why I fucking gave you the peace sign. I figured you had to run.
yeah,
It's fine.
freaking kill me. Oh well.
I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you so much. I'm gonna look this up now.
All right. Have a good
Good
night,
talk.
man.
You too, bye.